Let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's
He's the guy that rolls his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City Live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. We appreciate you guys for diving in on yet another show. And here we are, man, on a Monday, back in action. Is Mr. Rogers now officially really planning to take that last trolley ride around the neighborhood? We'll talk about all of that and the implications of that for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll talk about some of what Aaron Rodgers really needs to do to thrive at his age right now, and how timing, anticipation, scheme, and things of that nature are now more important than ever for Aaron Rodgers. And we'll talk about all of that. Also, make sure you're putting your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the live chat. We truly appreciate that. We value all of your comments each and every day. Live chat is definitely a place we get a lot of discussions from. So make sure you're doing that. What's up, Miss P? Good to see you. Memberships are 99 cents a month. Also, super chats are wide open. Get your comment instantly read. And again, become part of the Mic Drop Mafia and get yourself rolling with that to enter into giveaways. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. What's up? My Floyd is Pink. What's up? Good to see you guys in the chat early. I love it. What's up, Miss Roberta Campbell? How are you? Hope everything's going good with you. Good to see you guys again, man. And we are going to dive in, like I said, on so much. And we want to talk about all of the comments that topics you want to talk about as we talk about this Steelers team headed into the future here. As they are going to embark on this journey of the 2025 season. And as we as fans enter the football hell, football purgatory for about 5 weeks after these mandatory sessions that start tomorrow on the south side of Pittsburgh at the Rooney Sports Complex. So we are definitely going to talk about all that and your comments. But we're going to talk about the 6'2", 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. And we are going to dive into him a lot. Out of the University of California, Berkeley. We're going to talk about him and talk about what he needs to be successful, man. And it's going to be big. What's up, JD? Good to see you, my man. What's up, Steve Winters? What's up, Danny George? Nick Winters. What's up, man? Good to see you. Nick Winters, are you related to Steve Winters? That's the question we have for you, Nick. I think you might be. Good to see you, man. But anyway, if you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, man. Hit that subscribe button. Join the conversation each and every day here with us at Mike Drop Sports. We truly appreciate it. And this show, Steel City Live, man, every single day, diving in, man. And it's fun. It's fun. That is my brother. Hi, Jason. I told him about you, and I told him to. Thank you, man. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you lobbying for me, my friend. And welcome, Nick. We appreciate you joining the channel, my friend. That was for you, Nick, for joining, man. We appreciate that. All right, guys, we're going to talk about some of the stuff again. I was just giving it a second here to allow people to filter in. And it's good to see a lot of our OGs in the chat, man. A lot of the people that are here daily supporting our work here at Mike Drop Sports as we continue to grow this thing, man, and continue to make things better and better and better. So, yeah, let's talk about that Aaron Rodgers thing here, man, as I'm fiddling around with some shit here on the desk. But anyway. I want to talk about how important scheme is. I want to talk about how important being on time, in rhythm. The anticipation's got to be there here for Aaron Rodgers as he enters year number 21 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got to say something too. As we say, the year 21 or the number 21. That was my father-in-law's favorite number before he passed away. He always used to like 21. Maybe that's symbolic, man. You never know. He just passed away a couple years ago, so that might be something. Robert Rhodes, what's up? I'm ready for Steelers football every single day of the year. Amen, man. We are about to hit a really tough part. What's up, TD? Good to see you, man. Um, I got to say this, though. When we talk about Aaron Rodgers, just like I was saying, the anticipation, the scheme, everything that Arthur Smith is going to have to put in place, the weaponry that needs to be in place, the things that have to happen for Aaron Rodgers to be successful to end this really last trolley ride around the neighborhood, Mr. Rogers neighborhood, and really take claim to that final year here as he enters year 21. He has to be able to do the things schematically to pure perfection, precision. He has to do that because he is not Aaron Rodgers of old, where he could run around and be that gunslinger, throwing from crazy arm angles. Like you see Patrick Mahomes doing right now. Aaron Rodgers did those things, throwing around from crazy arm angles on the run, being really elusive outside of the pocket, doing those things. He did do that. He did buy himself tons of time. He can't play that brand of football. Can he still move? Absolutely. And I think even now that even another year removed from that Achilles injury, he'll even be better than he was last year, no doubt about that. Well, the back half of last year. But Aaron Rodgers didn't have a bad year last year. And that's a good sign. And that's a good sign. But you still, if you're the Steelers, you have to do the things do the things that are needed for Aaron Rodgers perfectly. You have to protect him. You can't have him running for his life all the time. You can't be the Pittsburgh Steelers of last year along that offensive line. You cannot. You cannot do that and be successful with Aaron Rodgers. There's no way possible. He cannot be running for his life. I understand that he can get the ball out of there quickly. He has a quick release. He still has a really good arm. And those are all positives. But still, these guys that are going to be rushing a passer are ultra fast, man. And especially inside of the AFC North, they are going to bring the heat each and every down, man. They are going to want to cause major disruption. They want to get him off a rhythm. They want to get his anticipation off pace, man. They don't want Aaron Rodgers to establish that rhythm because they know he'll beat you. That's how he beats you each and every time. He's going to be able to do that because he's so smart from the shoulders up. So very smart. And now that you're the Steelers, can you have those pieces in place? Do you have those pieces in place in order to protect Aaron Rodgers? Because we know what we have to do. We understand the assignment. And the Steelers, again, I put out a short earlier today, and I talked about the only moves that the Steelers are going to make. And if you're a Steelers fan and you're wishing for a cornerback, you're wishing for a linebacker, you're wishing for this, or you're wishing for that, there is no moves that are going to happen unless they involve a weapon for Aaron Rodgers or an offensive lineman to add depth. And that is going to be absolutely difficult to ever even have happen here for the remainder of the offseason. Finding offensive line talent is almost impossible inside of this period of time. It almost is, unless you completely overpay for it. Guys that are really good that are on the market are usually free agents, and they're gobbled up quickly and they're paid a bag. Look, Dan Moore Jr. got a monster deal to go to the Tennessee Titans. That tells you about how valuable offensive line pieces are, my friends. And the Pittsburgh Steelers do have tremendous young talent all across that offensive line, and that is really, really good. We value that. Thank you. Great. But those guys haven't proven anything, and they have to really gel. They have to come together. And that's why it was another really important factor for Aaron Rodgers to be here. And I know it's only a few days. I understand that minicamp is very short, but every rep is going to be valuable for the Pittsburgh Steelers here offensively. When you have Aaron Rodgers coming into this building, have never worked inside of this offense, has never done anything with these guys at all. He needs to be there learning them. They need to learn him, and every rep is going to be super valuable. And Aaron Rodgers coming into minicamp is going to be more meaningful than I think many fans realize. I really, truly do. And I understand it's not the crazy, hitting of Latrobe, the real physical nature of Latrobe. It's not that, but this is a valuable, valuable piece of the offseason that has to be executed to perfection. Again, to protect Aaron Rodgers, to allow him to learn the system, to allow him to be comfortable, to allow him him to be at an elite level with that anticipation and things of that nature. These things are so, so important. And we're going to keep talking about that. Let me catch up in the chat. Where are we at? Roberta says, well, the positive of Rodgers first signed for low money, which is great, with him not coming till now to have the other quarterbacks get a lot of reps. Absolutely. And I got to say this, Roberta, about your comment. And you said at the end of it, you said a lot of reps. Guys, Will Howard is going to get a shit ton of reps here this offseason. You were going to see enough Will Howard that, you're going to get a good feel for him. You're going to get a good gauge of whether or not Will Howard maybe has it at the NFL level, which is going to be absolutely invaluable for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because we're going to talk maybe, hopefully, about their plan moving forward here with the quarterback position. Aaron Rodgers coming in here, the veteran. They're loading up for one more trip around the neighborhood with him. They hope everybody gets on the trolley and gets on board, and they get this thing moving. That's the immediate. They have Mason Rudolph as an insurance policy that they're absolutely 1,000% comfortable with starting. He can get you out of stadiums. He can win some games. And they have Will Howard, the project, and he is going to get a ton of reps, because now, hopefully, with him getting a ton of reps in preseason, that gives the Steelers a little bit of insight into whether or not they're going to be able to maybe lean on him to maybe compete for that starting job in 2026. And that is going to be really key, considering what they may have to do in order to move up in 2026 to get another quarterback. Maybe they don't have to do that if they become really, really comfortable with Will Howard. We don't know, but it's only going to be beneficial to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, I wanted to see Mason. I wanted to see Will, because I don't like band-aiding any type of position. I just don't. But now that Aaron Rodgers is here, we have to formulate plans as a fan base, as the organization. We have to start thinking about how they're going to attack this thing. And Aaron Rodgers gives them a real golden opportunity to maybe not have to thrust anybody into that starting role, a guy that is a veteran, a guy that can get this thing done, and allow him to take the reins while they work on the other pieces set behind him. Maybe that's, a blessing in disguise for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, again, it's going to be awesome. And with this mini camp coming up too, guys, I got to say this and throw this out there for you guys to think about. When you talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and you talk about mini camps around the league, goes for all teams. You're not going to find anything out about the offensive line. You're not going to find anything out about the defensive front. None of those guys. You're not going to find anything out about the guys in the trenches. And I want you all to know that. And anybody talking about, oh, they look crisp, they look fast, you're just bullshitting. You're just coming up with things to talk about. That make no sense. The big men, you got to see hits, man. You got to see them cracking pads, man. That's how you know how you're moving along with those guys. You're not going to find anything out about them in these mini camps. You're just not. Maybe some footwork things, maybe. But you're not going to get a real clear picture of any of the big men. You're not. It's impossible. And then, when are you going to start to figure that out? You're going to start to see that more in Latrobe when the pads come on and they start to hit and they start to be physical. That's when you start to know about those big men inside of the trenches. And you look at that defensive front and there's a shit ton of guys there. They're going to be competing, so there's going to be some pads cracking there. The offensive line, it's a bunch of young dogs in there that really want to start to prove themselves. So it's going to be a really exciting time for the Steelers in the trenches. It's going to be ultra exciting to watch those battles transpire throughout the training camp session in Latrobe, Pennsylvania at St. Vincent's College. It's going to be absolutely amazing. All right, let's keep going, guys. I'm going to pick some comments here, try to catch up. Robert Road, the swinging saloon door left for the Titans. The O-line will be better. Absolutely, man. I sure hope so. Mike, right on Mike drop. Offensive line got to be stellar, and they will win a lot of games, even close ones. Yeah, and that's very important, Mike, and I preach it constantly, and I think people get sick of me saying it, and I really do. But I don't come off of it because it is so, so, so valuable. So, so, so important for the Steelers to have a good offensive line play, man. It's so, so very important. and defensive front play. Steve Winters, you're absolutely right, my friend. Wide receivers and offensive linemen, it's the Rodgers show. Yeah, it's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, guys, and the references to Mr. Rogers, the children's show, are gonna make you sick by the time the season's over. But it's cool. It's a cool play on his name. It's cool. And Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers, an absolute icon in the city of Pittsburgh that will never be forgotten. So he does deserve, talked about forever, man. Mr. Rogers, great childhood memories. Challenger 22 announced, "What's up, man? Can't believe all the whining coming from the Steelers fans. Some saying they won't support Aaron Rodgers. Why? We had Mike Vick on this team once. I can't believe the outrage." I haven't really seen it. I tune it out, Challenger. I can't play into the drama, man. I can't. I try not to. Uh, People that say this every year, fans say this every year, man, and some fans are just douchey. I mean, it is what it is. I don't care. I'll tell the truth. Um, yeah, they're douchey. And they make no sense. And they're going to sit there and they'll say, "I'm not watching. I'm not supporting this team. They got this guy. They got that guy." I don't give a shit, guys, what your politics are. I don't care, dude. All I care about is football, baby. That's all I care about. And they'll watch. These fans that talk shit, they'll watch. I've had lots of friends say, "I won't watch. I won't watch. They kneel for the national anthem." Well, I was in the military, so if I'm not offended, you shouldn't be fucking offended. Let's be real about it. It's your American right to do whatever the hell you want to do. And why all of a sudden do people forget that? It's your right. You're allowed to do whatever you want. This is America. That's why the military people fight, to protect those rights, for you to be able to do that. So the fans that want to bitch about something a player does, you're such a hypocrite, because the exact thing you're bitching about, it makes no sense, because America is all about doing what you want to do, the freedoms, because they don't have that everywhere in this world. What up, Mike Miller? Putting it all the way, the rest of the AFC got to jump on us. We can catch up. I don't know how nobody really has a jump on anybody. I mean, nothing's happened yet, Mike. Mini camp starts tomorrow on the south side of Pittsburgh, on Water Street, man, at the Rooney Sports Complex. And every other team in the NFL is going to start their mini camp process. Nobody's ahead of anybody, really, in my eyes, unless I don't know if you mean maybe something differently with that. But I don't see any jump on anybody. No matter what some people think about Rodgers, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, bottom line. And I think as long as he stays healthy, we're in good shape. I hope so. And that's the thing. If he stays healthy, man, I might get a new Steelers. I hope, man. Will Howard. There you go, Mike. Roberta Campbell, shouldn't the season be better for offensive line, since this will be the second season with Arthur Smith? Uh, in theory, yes, Robert, absolutely. Schematically, it should be better. It should be more fundamentally sound. However, you have Troy Fautanu, who was a rookie. He only got to play in one game, so basically he's repeating his rookie year. However, he's had time in the building with the reps, with the mentals. So hopefully he'll get better there and take a little bit of a step. You have Mason McCormick, that's got a tremendous amount of starting minutes under his belt, starting reps, games under his belt. Zach Frazier, a guy that, in my eyes, has absolutely been phenomenal for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's awesome, and got a ton of starters minutes. Troy Fautanu, or Isaac Seumalo, rather, a veteran. You know he's going to come ready to play. You know he's going to be able to provide. And Broderick Jones, moving over to the position that all fans wanted him at in the first place. And now that he got moved over, nobody got anything to say but bad shit about Broad. Well, I got to tell you guys, the guy's cut a lot of weight. The guy has gotten way faster. The guy has been working his ass off. You don't write a young man off before you even see what he does in year 3, especially an offensive lineman. And I know fans want immediate results. You want that shit right now. You don't give a shit whether they're a rookie or not. It don't matter. Well, that's not true. Guys typically along the offensive line, especially, usually take a year or two to develop. And Broderick Jones, he had one good year. His rookie season was not bad. Everybody loved Broad then. And now he had a bad year in year two. He had some injuries in year two. Now we got to see Broderick Jones and his ability to rebound. That's the question mark. And I don't think that the question mark needs to really be that big of one because I think Broderick Jones has shown you that work. He has shown you that effort and that work ethic and that want to, that Steelers way that fans love to talk about. Well, Broderick Jones is showing you that this offseason, that he wants to be part of that Steelers culture. He wants to be that dog. So I think fans need to slow roll off Broderick Jones a little bit and give this young man an opportunity to really put out there what he can truly do at his so-called natural position, uh, at the position that they drafted him to be at, and let him have that opportunity to be that guy, to be the franchise left tackle, and see what he does with it. We do know this. He's a freaking dog, baby, and he's going to go to war for you. So definitely we got to show Broad some love. What's up, Mark Malone? I just thank God that as a fan, I won't have to attack those beers the way that I've had to watching this offense in the past. Absolutely, man. You don't got to be shit-faced hammered to watch the Steelers in 2025, my friends, because we got a damn good show today. I just had to throw that in there. I forgot about it. I like it so much. Steve Winters. Crazy shit. We play the Jets first game of the year. Yeah, Steve, it's not crazy. Honestly, if you really think about it, the NFL knew exactly what the hell they were doing. They knew that Aaron Rodgers had very limited opportunity in terms of what team he was going to be able to go to. And damn sure they had some inside knowledge that he was going to sign. And I got to say this, guys, Aaron Rodgers probably had this playbook for a long ass time, and the Steelers and him probably had a deal worked out long ago about when he was going to sign, when he was going to report. They probably knew this a long time ago. He's probably been diving into that playbook a long time ago. And the NFL knew a long time ago before all of us. My Floyd is Pink 79. Do you think we should go after and sign Jair Alexander? I don't know if you heard me earlier, my Floyd is Pink 79, or listen to my short that I put up. They're not going to go after a cornerback. They are not. They are set at cornerback. They have their corners. They have Darius Slay, a guy that's been in that building all offseason, a guy that they're comfortable in, an all-pro, a guy that the last time his only all-pro, as a matter of fact, was under Terrell Austin. Now he reunites with Terrell Austin. Maybe they reignite that magic. But Darius Slay, a massive career. So they're comfortable with him. They're comfortable with Joey Porter Jr. They really want to see some things out of Corey Trice if he can stay healthy for the entire season. They went out and got Eccles, man. The guy can play inside out. They have a young Beanie Bishop. They are not going out after any other position, guys. And I got to continue to emphasize this. So really, it's really cut and dry. They are not going after anybody that doesn't have a WR behind their name. They are not going after anybody that isn't a weapon for Aaron Rodgers or somebody that can protect Aaron Rodgers. Those are the only moves that are going to be made besides giving TJ Watt a contract, moving cap space around like that. There won't be any other moves unless there's an injury or something like that. Maybe then they go after and circumstances change. You know how the NFL is. But as right now, as this roster sits right now, guys, there is no other move that they will do. They just won't. I mean, it's not going to happen. And I want you guys to trust me with that one. I really do. And I don't say things in a definitive way really any ever because it's the NFL. Things can change by the minute. But this is something, though, that right now, as this roster sits, if this thing doesn't change really at all, there ain't nothing that's going to matter to the Steelers outside of those two positions. And offensive line depth is always something you want. Defensive front, they got 10,000 players there, guys. I mean, I know most fans only know the Derek Harmons, the Y.A. Blacks, Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton. They don't understand the Logan Lees, the Dean Lowrys. They don't know any of those guys. The DeMarvin Leal's guys. DeMarvin Leal is not a linebacker anymore. He is a guy that's going to play on the defensive line. So he's going to be in that room competing. So, guys, they're loaded up there. They have a shit ton of guys, man. So they'll be okay there. That's why I try to tell you, when I look at this roster, I don't see any other moves that can be made because not that can't be made, because there's always moves that can, but what the Steelers would be willing to do. Miss Pittsburgh, it doesn't matter. Hope that we can win some games. He got to get us to the promised land. I hope so, Miss P. I hope so. I'm going to skip around here a little bit. Mike Drop, I just meant about the quarterbacks getting reps to what you were saying earlier. Oh, okay, man. Okay, now I get you, Mike. Yeah, sometimes, see, that's the problem with these texts, and I don't get to hear your voice, and I don't get to hear. It's hard times sometimes to. It's hard sometimes to decipher. Some of the comments. Sometimes I have to ask somebody to specify. Aaron Rodgers should be on the Browns team. Mike, you always got some crazy shit. Challenger 22, look on Facebook sites, etc. You'll hear the whining. It's only a 1-year deal. Aaron is only guilty of being an arrogant prick. Ben was as well. No rape accusation. Oh, I can't say that. I can't say that stuff on there. Sorry, Challenger. I'll get demonetized. But yeah, I get you. I agree, Challenger. I'm just not on board with those fans. I can't live miserable, guys. I cannot live just looking at negative. I can't. That's not how I roll. And these fans that do, God bless you. I can't live like that. Steelers versus Jets should have been a 4 p.m. game. Maybe it does make it to a 4 p.m. game, Armand. Can they flex that early? I don't know. I don't think so. Robert Road, the more the Steelers win, the more beers I drink in celebration. Absolutely. I love it, man. You guys are a bunch of drunks. I see that all over the internet, every chat session that I'm ever in. You guys are liquored up, baby. All right, I'm going to get a drink, but in the meantime, grab yourself a Mike Drop Mafia membership. Those are only 99 cents per month. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, X, Facebook, TikTok, here on YouTube if you're not subscribed already, and catch our daily content each and every day that comes from a real practical sense, comes from a real good place, man. So I hope you join us each and every day. Roberto says the one thing everyone has to remember, he had 3 different OCs since he had been here, right? The last year, Canada, he ended up with a full OC. Then the last season, Arthur. So this year, he gets Arthur. Yeah, for Broderick, I agree, Roberto. Yeah. But here's the thing about the offensive coordinator. You know, I gotta say, more is dependent on a guy like Pat Meyer, the offensive line coach. That's coming. That's the guy coming up with the blocking schemes schematically for Arthur Smith's offense. That's what their job is, to come up with those blocking schemes and things of that nature. Um, we'll have to find some people that have played offensive line at a high level, to come in and give us a real perspective on offensive line play. And maybe people will believe a little bit more of what they say as opposed to what I say. But we'll find that. I know of a couple people that have played at a high level, so we'll definitely bring some people on. Robert Tamburo, Flacco better than Rod. Shut up, dude. You're dumb. Flacco better than Rodgers. You're wrong. Listen to this stupid moron. You wrong. Wide receiver only position Steelers go after, i.e. tight. Shut up, dude. Robert, I hate to be the bearer of bad news to you or be ignorant to you, because I'm not like that. I'm a nice guy. But when you say dumb shit, you're wrong. What do you mean I'm wrong, bro? A weapon. A weapon, dude. It could be a tight end, I guess. Most of these tight ends are hybrid wide receivers anyway. They are going to add a weapon in terms of a wide receiver tight end. Okay, I'll give you the tight end bullshit. Okay, maybe that does happen. But, dude, it's going to be a weapon, a pass catching weapon. Maybe I should rephrase it like that. Maybe that's how I should rephrase it. But let's be real honest, guys. It's gonna have to be a damn good deal because the Steelers just paid Pat Fryermuth a bag, my friends. Yeah, the rumors from Adam Schefter and all these guys, they're all great. Usually half of them are just that. rumors. Look at the roster. Look at the team. Look how it's constructed. Look at the schematics of what they want to do. Then make your decisions. Look at the players they just added. Aaron Rodgers. Everywhere Aaron Rodgers has been, they look to add weapons. What did the Jets do? They did anything in the world to add weapons for Aaron Rodgers. Why? Because he wanted them. And guess what? He probably wants them here. And don't think the Steelers aren't looking. What are you talking about? Also, third cornerback who can start when they Slay or Porter injured. Trice and Beanie are good nickel and dime guys, but not yet legit ready to step in to start when. What are you talking about, man? Sorry, Robert. I'm sorry. I'm not being mean. I just, you make no damn sense, man. I'm not trying to be ignorant, man. But you got to put some shit in there that makes sense. I'm trying to be real about you, bro. I'm trying to help you. I'll answer all your questions and I'll talk about any topic you want me to because I think it's important that you get your shit out. But you gotta make it make sense, my friend. I get what you're trying to say. You're saying that there isn't enough depth there. I get it, man. I don't know what you want to do. How many freaking cornerbacks are just laying around out there? Do you think the Steelers are going to go out there and make a massive trade for a cornerback? The answer is no. Mike, if anyone's washed, it's Flacco. This is Pittsburgh, pal, not Cleveland. Challenger 22. The war, baby. Challenger 22. I was going to delete Robert, but I think you would get a kick out of the stupidity. Yeah, I do. Yeah, just leave them. Yeah, I get a kick out of the stupidity. He's a good talking point. Oh, shit, my friends. Mark Malone. I think they roll with that Gilbride dude. Maybe, yeah, man. JJ. Hey guys, I want to ask you a question. Have you shared the show today? And if the answer is no, I think it's really easy for you to hit that share button. Share it to all your social medias. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. You need to become a subscriber here to Mike Drop Sports. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, X, and TikTok. We're going to be downloading daily content to there, Facebook, all that good shit. So, hit us up. We need to get those built up. That way we can stream to multiple platforms so more and more people join our conversation. Get a gong thing for dumb comments. Yeah, I need that, definitely. My music doesn't have anything that's like bad or anything. Yeah, I don't have anything that's like crazy. I need to find something. I need to edit the list, definitely. All right, Robert, I'll entertain your comment here. All right. I'm going to try to decipher it, okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I know saying Flacco currently better than, you meant to say currently is better than Rodgers may seem dumb, and it is. You're right about that. It is dumb. Flacco sucks. Uh, if y'all haven't watched them play or looked at their stats in recent years, but Flacco was the highest rated quarterback in the NFL when they put him in. Man, I get you. I get you, Robert. But you cannot sit here and say, in any way, that you're comfortable sitting here saying, in your heart of hearts, that Joe Flacco is better than fucking Aaron Rodgers. You make no sense when you say that. Honestly, dude, Aaron Rodgers, let's be real. He's old, but he's a Hall of Famer. Joe Flacco is old, and he's not a Hall of Famer, bro. He's not. I'm not trying to be rude. Joe Flacco don't got the arm of Aaron Rodgers. Joe Flacco doesn't have the intelligence of Aaron Rodgers. Joe Flacco hasn't had the career of Aaron Rodgers. He just hasn't. And it's okay. Everybody isn't going to be Aaron freaking Rodgers. But I'm just saying, they're both the same age, and there's no way that Joe Flacco comes even close to even sniffing Aaron Rodgers' jockstrap. Let's be real about it. And he plays for the Cleveland Browns, dude. One of the worst franchises in all of sport. That's true. Noble Brick, I think we should trade for Malik Neighbors off the Giants. Hey man, I like Malik Neighbors. I don't know how that would work, but they got three, baby. They got three. They got three up there. They want Rusty Russ to have some weapons. John Lombardi. That's why they were looking at Jonnu Smith, hybrid tight end. Hey, Jason, how's it going? It's going well, man. Good to see you, John. What's up, Big Russ? What's up, Jason, and all the chat? We screw Mason again. Yeah. Mason, man, he's fought. But Mason does this, though. And I'll say this about Mason. He's a stand up dude. You know, he stood in front of the media and said, I'm used to the drama inside of the NFL. I'm used to being put to the back burner. I'm used to this. I'm built for it, basically, is what he's saying. You know what he's going to do? He's going to work hard. He's going to keep his head down. He's going to be a good teammate, a good locker room guy, and he's going to wait for his opportunity. And if that opportunity comes, he's going to come in and he's going to make the most of it because he's Mason fucking Rudolph, guys. That's the truth. If Challenger 22 is so quick to delete those who don't conform to a small minded way of thinking, then we will never grow in his own state. Echo chamber. Yeah, stale echo chamber. I get you, bro. I get you, Robert, but we're not deleting you. Did he delete you? No. So, you don't even got to come at him because he didn't delete you. He was just making a comment too, just like you. Nick Winters. We don't delete people here usually for comments. I always tell the people that are moderators, don't delete people for making comments until like it gets on my nerves, and them don't, and they know, and they're not going to delete you. I tell people not to delete comments that because they're not a Steelers fan or something. We don't do that, but you know how I am. Most people know how I am. We'll give you your opportunity. We'll give you your platform. We'll give you enough rope. Nick Winters. Hold on, Nick. Look, I like Flacco in recent years. I thought it would have been great if he had have made the circulation of the whole division. Yeah, that would have been crazy. And Ben and all of our teams. But to say he's better than Rodgers, yeah, I agree, man. Steve Winters. Well, Jason, it looks like today is comedy day from Robert. Nick Winters, I cannot agree with that me either, Nick. All right, Robert, give you another one. Not saying Flacco's had better career than Aaron. I am only saying what I said, which is in recent years, Flacco's been noticeably the better of the two old dudes. Aaron had a whole year where he's gone, man. He tore his Achilles and he battled back and he still threw 28 touchdowns last year with four or 11 interceptions or something. So Rob, you're just comparing apples and oranges here, man. It don't. No matter how you slice it, it just doesn't make sense, brother. And again, I'm not being an asshole to you because I value your opinion, everybody's opinion. I value everybody's opinion, but there's just no world in which we live that Joe Flacco's better than Aaron Rodgers at any point in their careers. And that's not disrespect to Joe Flacco. He's a Super Bowl winner. Yeah, he's had a fantastic career, but he hasn't had an Aaron Rodgers type career. And I don't even care about the last several seasons. He's not had an Aaron Rodgers type career, and he's not even been as good as Aaron Rodgers. And that's the truth. And I've criticized Aaron Rodgers on this show a lot in recent weeks. So, I'm not sitting here propping up Aaron Rodgers. That's not the thing. I'm just saying reality. And when I look at the two quarterbacks, there has been no time in history of either of their careers that I would have sat there and I would have said Aaron Rodgers is not as good as Joe Flacco. I'm sorry. There's just no place, man. I can't do it. I know ball a little bit too much to resort to crazy talk. Nick and Steve, are you guys? Yeah, they're related. When Rodgers is in the final year, is in the year Flacco played well. Yeah, Flacco's played well. He's just not Aaron Rodgers. Jonathan Steven, what's up, Armand? Good to see you, man. Uh, Jonathan Stevens, everyone's saying we need another wide receiver, but Roman Wilson looks sharp, and Austin is only getting better. Sprinkle in more Muth and Washington. Do we really need another wide receiver? I think the answer is yes. I think you still do need another wide receiver target. Why? Because I don't think you can ever have enough weapons. I think that is something that you can never have enough of. Like offensive linemen, you can never have enough of them. Defensive linemen, you can never have enough of them. Offensive weapons is what I'm talking about, not just particularly wide receiver. You can never have enough weapons to go to and spread the ball around because the name of the game in the NFL is spreading the ball around and being versatile, being different, being eccentric, and your looks, and keeping the defense guessing here each and every play. That's the name of the game here for any NFL team, for any NFL offense. The National Football League is full of really, really, really good players, man. And everybody is good. There is no scrubs. And I know we like to call players scrubs and shit, but guys, let's be honest. If you're in the NFL, you're fucking good, bro. You're real good at football. You can play football very, very well. So you know, everybody's good. So how do you separate yourself? Offensively, you separate yourself by how? A good quarterback having what? Good anticipation, good head on his shoulders, being athletic when they need to be. You need a good offensive line that can protect, but it all boils down to what? How you execute schematically. How do you come out and cause the defense to be confused? That's what you're aiming for because athletically, everybody's really fucking good, you know? So that's where it boils down, man. Schematically. Defense, you got to keep offenses guessing where the pressure's coming from, how you're going to cover things. Are you going to have a man or a mix, a zone and man? Are you going to play zone? You got to keep everything guessing. How are you going to run your stunts and things up front? How are you going to run your linebackers in terms of your blitz packages and your coverage packages? Who's going to cover who? It's a chess game, man. It is an absolute chess game. And that's, my friends, what separates NFL teams. And also, everybody wants to talk about, well, you know, coaching don't matter. Yeah, it does. It matters a shit ton at this level. It matters more at the NFL level than any other level. Any other level. Well, maybe besides like the youth level. I think it matters at the youth level, and that's why a lot of kids get off to a rough start because a lot of coaches are dumbasses and they don't know what they're talking about. But I feel like those informative years are very important too. But this NFL level, when you're in the National Football League, you got to be really, really fucking good at coaching. But to answer your question, I think yes, Jonathan. I think you do. Nick Winters Robert is also failing to realize that Rodgers has played behind some really offensive lines. He's saying bad offensive lines, right? Whereas the team set flag been on. Have had great receivers today and decent line with them. I can't remember everybody. I see what you're saying, Nick. I can't remember every line and every receiver group that he's played with. Um, but I think they've both played with some good teams. I honestly think if I look at this roster right now, I think this is one of the best rosters Aaron Rodgers has ever played with. You love Lamp, Steven. What's up, Steven? I don't know what lamp you love, but I'm glad for you, brother. And good running backs. Rodgers didn't even have a 1,000-yard back in the last couple of years. So, yeah, too. Brees Hall, guys, what did he do last year? Just in the opening game, he fumbled. He dropped passes. I mean, go back and watch the tape, guys. Do yourself a favor. Watch the Jets tape from last year. I really want you to. Because, you know, I have my bones and my qualms about Aaron Rodgers. I do. And I've said them publicly. But now that he's on the Steelers, I have to look for some of the bright spots. And I got to say this when I look at the tape, and this is an honest, truthful assessment. A lot of the bad things, a lot of the difficulties that happened last year with the New Jersey Jets were not necessarily Aaron Rodgers' fault. And I hate to say that because I do think he's a cocky prick sometimes and he blames some things on people sometimes that maybe shouldn't. Maybe he shouldn't. But you know what? I'll say this. A lot of those things weren't on Aaron Rodgers last year. You have Garrett Wilson, who's a tremendous talent. Aaron Rodgers completed a ton of passes to him, threw him touchdown passes, and they were really good together. But you look at Garrett Wilson's tape, and everybody wants Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson runs the funkiest fucking route tree that I've ever seen. Excuse my French. But he runs his own, he beats to his own drum, guys. Go look at the tape from the Jets and look at some of the route combinations, some of the schematics that the Jets were trying to deploy last year. And it don't make sense with what some of those receivers were doing or even perhaps what schematically maybe they were trying to do. In theory, they may have been trying to do one thing, but boy, it looked like they were trying to do another when they were out there executing things. Fumbles didn't help the matter. The defense didn't help the matter. So a lot wasn't on Aaron Rodgers last year. You talk again when you talk about some of these route combinations and things. You look at what Hall did last year. You look Conklin. You look at Garrett Wilson. You look at Devontae Adams. You just look Lazard. Lazard was a key target for him because he's played with him so much. He's able to count on him. But still, they did not look in sync as a group. And that's what I mean. You're using route combinations, guys. It's not just one receiver running one particular route that matters for anything. You're running combinations of routes out there in order to get somebody open. You're trying to draw safeties out. You're trying to draw safeties down. You're trying to draw corners back or drive them out of their zone. You're trying to drag them out of their zone while you put somebody into their zone. You're trying to cause disruption and you're trying to move players out of their zones, out of their areas, off their man. And fans got to realize that is big and route combinations come into play there. And for not getting into the hard nuts of the X's and O's, man, which we could dive into all the route combinations, all the things that the Jets were trying to do last year, and sit here and I could bore the living shit out of you, but I won't. But I just want to tell you that route combinations and things of that nature play a big role. And if you turn on the tape and you look at what Aaron Rodgers was dealing with throughout 2024, you may have a different tune if you know ball. We did that. Steve Winter says, Mike, we're not related to the person you mentioned. Oh, I'm not sure what you guys were talking about. How do you explain a couple years ago Flacco started several games in a row and was the number one highest rated quarterback in the NFL those games? It's called luck. That's how I explain it, Robert. John Lombardi, Flacco is a robot. He belongs with the circus. Yeah, he belongs with the Browns. He fits right in. And I'm not saying Flacco didn't have a good year here and there, but I've seen him lose AFC Championship games. I've seen him not play well in the big moments. Um, did he play well in that playoff game when he went down to Texas, Robert, that year? That you want to talk about him being the number one statistical quarterback inside of the NFL when it really freaking mattered, when his team needed him the most? How well did he play? All I remember was a bunch of pick fucking sixes, bro. I'm just saying. Mason Rudolph, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields got this team to the playoffs. I think Rodgers can do that and even better. Our schedule isn't as tough as last year's. Yeah, I think Rodgers can do just the same too, Challenger. I agree. Jason Mike was asking if we were related to a person named. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Jonathan Stevens, protests and riots going on down here. It's pretty crazy right now that Trump's. Man, I'm not talking politics, Jonathan. Sorry, man. People that are riding, and I'm going to say this, the people that are riding are immature babies that can't handle being told they're wrong. That's just the truth. I mean, really. And I'm not talking politics. That's really what truly happens. You can't handle being wrong like an adult, so you take and resort to violence and destroying other people's property. That's what you resort to because you're so insecure in yourself and you've been such a sheltered person and you've never been told no in your entire life. And now people are telling you this is wrong, what you believe in, and you don't agree. So you're going to pout and you're going to destroy stuff and you're going to cause chaos because you're just so mad. Well, bummer. That's what I say, Jonathan. Bummer. I can believe Trump did it. Why? Because you got to put law and order, man. You got to bring law and order to it. Never been a Flacco fan, but annoyed Tomlin has not picked up guys like that or Mayfield who would have helped Steelers much more than quarterbacks Mike T has preordained. Kenny Mitch. I agree with you on that one, Robert. I agree with you on that one. But too, Robert, it comes down to money, things of that nature. Some of these players want years, in terms of their contract and things of that nature. So it's not all just that easy as, well, I want that player, I'm going to get him. It doesn't work that way. Whether fans want to believe that or not, it's not true. There's a lot that comes into play with it, man. And when you're dealing with players' agents, you're dealing with players' egos, you're dealing with players' demands. Things aren't as easy as fans want to believe it to be, that you can just go out and say, hey, we're taking you. It don't work like that, man. Steve Winters, no, Jason. Oh, he did that. Uh, what's good, Steven? Russ, I think. Good points, Nick, though. Jets put surprisingly good team around him, and Flacco excelled with the same team. Same team. That team's. I'm not sure what you mean, bro. I'm sorry. Noble Bricks. I think we only need a wide receiver two to help out DK Metcalf. I think you do have wide receiver twos in the building, and I don't think you need a so-called wide receiver number two per se. I think what you need to do is have a committee of guys that are willing to go out there and sacrifice themselves physically to go across the middle and be tough and do those types of things. I think you need to utilize the tight ends in the proper way. I think you need to have guys that have speed that can blow the top off of the defense, and I think you have that. I think DK Metcalf is exceptional at blowing the top off of defenses. Calvin Austin can do those things, and I think you do have guys that can work the middle of the field, i.e., Pat Fryermuth, Darnell Washington. I think guys like Roman Wilson, guys like that, Robert Woods. I think guys like that are going to be able to navigate some of those things across the middle also. Calvin Austin wasn't shy to go across the middle last year either. He's caught touchdown passes across the middle from Russell Wilson last year. So, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers do have some players that can do these things. It's just how they set it up schematically, how those route combinations are put into play, how this offensive system moves in terms of checks and things of that nature, and how Aaron Rodgers is able to manipulate these offensive chess pieces to play to his strengths, man. The guy has elite anticipation. Aaron Rodgers has an elite arm. He has elite arm angles that he throws from. He has exceptional knowledge of defenses. So this could really be good, or maybe it isn't, but it has a chance. Coaching matters. Looking at the difference between Monk and Myers. Monk was way better. Yeah, I agree, John. Russ, I think our roster may be the best Aaron has had too. That's from Russ. Nick Winters. Garrett Wilson is like that guy in the backyard football where you tell them, yeah, just go get open. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right, Nick. I agree with you on that one. Oh, he's talking to Robert. Mark Malone says, good God, what is with the Flacco crap? He sat on the bench mostly for what, like 8 years? Absolutely, Mark. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm saying that. Congratulations to Russ Oberstein for being a Mic Drop Mafia member for 12 months. Thanks, Russ. We appreciate you, man. Robert, thank you, Mic Drop, for calling out immature babies who can't handle being wrong. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true, but I'm not referring to people here in the chat. I don't think anybody was being immature that can't be wrong. I'm calling out immature babies that riot in the streets and destroy people's properties that don't belong to them, and cause chaos and put people's lives in jeopardy. Those are the people that I was talking about being immature babies. Armand Baker took $4 million year one, then 3 years, 100 million. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Armand, I think every circumstance is different, and I don't think it's as easy as just one thing. I think there's tons of factors that play into it, when you're signing players. Yes, there we go. I agree. I agree. Steelers not adding Flacco as a backup was a mistake. Mason Rudolph is better than Joe Flacco, Robert. I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you so hung up on a guy that is a scrub, as Big Pun put it right here? What's up, Big Pun? You're hung up on a guy that's washed, that Mark just told you what he sit the bench for 10 fucking years. I don't know. I'm not trying to be an ass again, man. It makes no sense to be swinging from the bag of a guy that ain't that good, dude. I mean, when he won the Super Bowl with the Ravens, did he was he some elite quarterback that people bowed down to? Absolutely not. He played with a phenomenal defense, man. Oh, crazy shit, man, crazy shit. But again, Big Pun said it best. Flacco's a scrub. All right. Congratulations to Nick becoming a Mike Drop Mafia member, man. We appreciate that, Nick. Thank you, Nick Winters, for becoming a Mike Drop Mafia member. Remember, always have your gifts turned on. People do give gifts here on the channel. So we always appreciate that when they do. So make sure you have your gifts turned on. And it's been a great couple months, and we want to continue to make them better. So go over and like us on Facebook. Follow us on X. Also, follow us on TikTok, as we are going to continue to create content for that platform and continue to try to build those up, guys, because we need to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, which we only got like 40 or 50 right now, which we slack there. We just started really with that not long ago, and then I put it down. But we need each one of you to go to TikTok, sign up, look up Mike Drop Sports, and follow us so we can get to 1,000 followers there. That way we are able to live stream from that platform. Also, Facebook too. We need to be able to get to a certain amount of followers there. So please go and do those two things. Facebook, Mike Drop Sports. You'll find us. You'll see our logo. We're going to do some work on that page to make it more appealing to everybody. We put out all our show announcements. So if you get notifications on Facebook, it'll pop up what time we're coming on live. Also, make sure your notification bell is turned on here on YouTube. But we want to be able to stream from multiple platforms, so we need your help, guys. So call to action here from all of you in the Mic Drop Mafia Kingdom, man. We truly, truly appreciate that. Mike, can we put Flacco talk to bed? He's washed, end of story. Yeah, I'm done with it too. I'm not talking about Flacco anymore. Robert, get off Flacco's lap. You're welcome, Nick. All right, Robert. If this is a Flacco question, I ain't answering it. Will Howard be quarterback 3? You have to cut Dolphins quarterback 3. We have or sneak him onto the practice squad. Wouldn't putting Will on practice squad make more sense this year? I don't think you can bury Will Howard that far down. And I think he's better than Skylar Thompson. So here's the thing. If you're going to have an emergency quarterback as the third guy, it's got to be Will Howard in my eyes. It's not going to be Skylar Thompson, and you don't care if somebody else picks him up. He was just a depth piece, an insurance policy of just having somebody because you had no quarterback signed, so they just signed him. It wasn't somebody that they're ultra interested in having stick around. They could care less if somebody picks him up. And yeah, if you're talking about in terms of control and things of that nature, maybe, yeah, you would put maybe Will. I don't understand how the practice squad works in terms of who can sign who. I don't really ever look at that unless I have to. But Will Howard's the guy that you would want in there above Skylar Thompson, in my opinion. Skylar Thompson's been in this league for several years and's never been able to become a starter. So, you're not fearful of losing him. So Will Howard will be quarterback 3. What's up, Sydney in the house? Good to see you, Sydney. Mark Tobin, first time on this show. Well, making an everyday thing. Mark, we appreciate you, man. Good to see you. Appreciate you, and thank you for being your first time joining us here, Mark. Appreciate it, man. Sadly, we're about to wrap it up, but we are here 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. So if you subscribe to Mike Drop Sports, turn on your notification bell, you can join the conversation each and every day. And if you're a fan, if you want your voice heard, this is a place to come. I answer 99% of the questions. I really do. I involve you a ton as a fan, and I think that's one of the few or there's very few places that really involve the fan base like we do here at Mike Drop Sports. And I think that is our calling card, that we give you, the fan, a voice each and every day to talk about football, to talk about your concerns, whether they're off the wall or not. Who cares? Your opinion's your opinion, and we value it. So it's big, man. I think it's a big thing for you guys to be able to come here and sound off. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with the best intro outro in the business. If you want to get pumped up about Pittsburgh Steelers football, it's the place to be. Watching this intro outro that we have every single day here on the channel. I hope you guys enjoy it. And until tomorrow, man, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. Peace, my friends.
Power takes an approach as a coach. Let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's